Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I just wanted to make this very, very clear on a lot of the bad things that I've been getting, you know, comments and stuff like that, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. But what I think is very stupid, because I even made a point in my last video that I wasn't affiliated with any political party. I don't consider myself a a Republican or a Democrat. I don't consider myself a conservative or a liberal. I don't. If anything, I would say I'm moderate. There's some things that I'm conservative about, but there's also some things that I'm liberal about. So it's kind of like, 50-50 at this point. So like I said before, I don't really care for either party completely. I don't really care for that. And just to move this a little bit closer. And what I think is very stupid, I mean, if you're going to disagree with me, there's no need for insults or saying something like that, because the main reason why people make childish insults like that, um, making fun of me because of the way I look or something, just because they got offended from my videos or even comments that I made. You could say whatever you want, but I mean, why do you have to go as far as to insult me? I mean, that's like that's schoolyard, like third grade bullshit. So to me, I think it's kind of dumb. But the thing is, why do people have to use the word commie or to call me that, or to call these protesters communists or whatever, and this and that? Well, first of all, communists don't believe in God, just like I don't. I don't believe in God. It doesn't make me a communist. I'm not a complete atheist, really, because I do believe in the paranormal and the spiritual side. So I'm more of an agnostic in that sense. But just because somebody is against a lot of the right wing, um, extreme right wing kind of beliefs, or their system, or someone who's not really all that, like when they don't trust the government or something like that, or any kind of like, or someone who gets a little bit into like conspiracy theories or whatever like that, to call these people a communist or whatever, and or a traitor to their country or whatever, all sorts of stupidity. I mean, it is just fucking stupid. It just really is. I'm just a person who likes to hear everybody out from both sides. Like, for example, like the Blue Lives Matter. I'm pretty sure, there's of course there's a lot of good cops. I'm not saying that there isn't. And George Floyd incident and the Jacob Blake incident, when he got shot in the back, whatever. I do believe there's cops that take it, well, they actually take it too far. It was excessive. One or two shots would have been suffice, but he decided to unload 7 rounds at point blank, and that was totally unnecessary. I just think he just took it too far. That's all. And there's some cops that, they get overzealous and they end up beating somebody to death. And because of course, they get frustrated. They got to deal with fucking punks every day, or they got to deal with this and that, and they get frustrated. I understand that. I mean, I know some cops that I knew from high school. People that I knew that I went to high school with. They became cops a couple of years, like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years afterwards, and they were cops for many years, and They even told me a lot of the bullshit that they had to go through and handle and this and that. The bullshit that they actually have to deal with. I mean, and of course they say they do feel like snapping every now and then because it gets so frustrating. So that's why I'm making that statement by saying I could understand. Even though I'm not a cop, I never was, but I actually believe what my friends tell me. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of bad cops, what you would call crooked cops or whatever like that, and they do exist. So as far as like the Blue Lives Matter and the militia group, I wouldn't go as far as to say that they're all radicals, that they like to shoot somebody. Like, I just want to have an excuse to shoot and kill somebody. All these stupid liberals, all these stupid protesters. No, I'm not even saying that or even thinking that. But there are, I believe, in my opinion, a few of them that are just a little bit unstable or frustrated, and they actually, or even overzealous, and they will go as far as to shoot and kill out of extreme malice or out of prejudice, bigotry and stuff like that. But of course, they're not going to be stupid enough to admit to it if that was the case. If that was the case. If there's some inside their group. Again, I'm not saying that there is. I honestly don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me if there were a few of them that were actually radicals. Now, it doesn't mean that the Black Lives Matter are off the hook, because they're not. And this is the thing about protesters. A lot of them, of course, they march, they protest for all the injustice that are happening. I'm all for that. I think that's great. I honestly think that's great. But what pisses me off, what really gets to me is there's also a fair amount of punks and troublemakers who just want to seek an opportunity. I'm gonna join up with the protesters so I could have an excuse to vandalize, to break windows and burn down this building or whatever, because it's fucking fun. I got nothing better else to do but to act like a fucking stupid ass. And then they blend themselves with the protesters, and then a lot of them are like, yeah, let's go fuck up this guy, let's go fuck up that guy. There's some people like that. And they're blending in with the protesters and they're making them look bad. But to go as far as to say that all of them are like that, no. There's a lot of them that are good, that are doing the righteous cause from this peaceful protest and marching and stuff like that. But there's also these stupid ass knuckleheads that are also joining up, pretending that they actually care about the cause, but they don't. They just want to have an excuse to do some stupid shit, to hurt people and this and that. And of course, there's also some protesters that are a little bit, they do want to march and protest for a righteous cause, for all the injustice and stuff like that, but they're also a little bit unstable. Some of them will throw bottles or whatever, or some other kind of things. They'll throw rocks or whatever it is that they throw at what they throw at. I mean, and they'll break windows and do this and that just because they got a little bit carried away, or in some cases a little bit more than that. They'll get carried away and they'll do some things that are just excessive. There was no need for that. There's only some, but there are a fair amount of fucking dumbasses that are just violent and just blending in with a lot of the peaceful protesters. So you kind of have to like separate, the bad ones from the good ones. So from either side, the Blue Lives Matter and the Black Lives Matter, not all of them are bad, but it's also true to say that not all of them are good. That's the thing. And that's the thing that people need to realize. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. I have nothing against people protesting for a righteous cause. It just irritates me when there's opportunists like either ghetto trash people or trailer parks they have nothing better to do than just to say, yeah, let's whatever, and some of them might be drunk on it or high or something. I don't know. So I don't know what the case is, or they're just straight up just dumbasses, and they just like to join up with these people, with the righteous people, and they end up just fucking things up. And that's why protesters have such a bad reputation, because there's actual punks that are ruining it for the protesters who just want to make their point. And that's what really causes it. And then you have the police, the riot police that are trying to maintain law and order and stuff like that. But there's some that get carried away, they get overzealous, and they end up beating people up excessively when there's no need for that. We have to be a lot more civilized. We have to. I mean, I know it's going to be hard to reject or to weed out all the stupid asses that are fucking things up. That's the thing. So that's the point that I wanted to make to all of you, for all the viewers right now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.